Familiar faces prolong the embraces. We were always one for the breakaway, but we're nearing chances to wake the day. They're calling you over, the methods are bolder. Time now, reminding ourselves how we were always once for the breakaway, but we're nearing chances to wake the day.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live series pre-race show round number 2. I am your host, James Montgomery, and we are live once again. It's been a little bit. There have been some changes since the last round. We have returned to the old school format where we will be in PlayStation parties and all the posts will go up on Facebook. So then hopefully we get a bigger driver turnout, because not many drivers like Discord. It was a very unpopular choice, but we've gone back to the old school rules, although door shots are still not allowed. But that's the only thing that's kind of remained the same since the start of the season. But we got some changes. We got a lot of different faces tonight racing. We got some of the same usual guys, but I have a feeling it's going to be a much roddier affair this time. Not as many crashes, because George, Hype Elegant, Trackstar, and a couple others aren't booked in. Bricknell's not booked in. He unbooked earlier this afternoon. He was booked in, but now he's not. But we still got the same sort of fast guys out there. All of the top 4 are racing tonight. In fact, all of the top 6 to top 7 are booked in tonight. So loads of familiar faces, but we also got some new faces for round number 2, and we are going to hop into the Discord to do some interviews with some of the drivers, and we will have a look. Good evening, guys. Right, so we're going to start off interviews here. We're going to go right from the top and we're going to work our way down slowly. We've got 4 drivers in here that have decided to have a word. And we are going to start off with the host himself, Carrot232. Good evening, sir.
Evening, James. Pleasure to speak to you again.
Yeah, glad to see you. Glad to see you're here. And I know it's been a very stressful, busy time for you in real life, so you haven't had the time to host many meetings. There's been a lot of changes to certain rules. There's been a lot of things going on. Lots of, I guess, arguing, lots of drama. But hopefully tonight is the start of all of that to just kind of settle down.
Yeah, I mean, Reckworth, like I say, we wanted to go back to basics. Like, obviously, we had a message in the admin chat a few days ago from obviously yourself saying, obviously, some people don't like Discord, and we obviously understood that. Not only do people not like Discord, but people are struggling to understand like some of the rule changes that we've made, which I'm quite happy to go through with, obviously, with you guys. Obviously, we found out as well that by joining Discord, we kind of had less of an impact with drivers. So obviously, yourself, James, you sent obviously a message into the group chat, obviously the admin chat, shall I say, saying obviously some points of view of the drivers. Um, we took it on board. We realised it ourselves. We didn't get obviously the drivers that we were getting. So we thought, you know what, we'll go back to basics. We'll go obviously back over to obviously Facebook Messenger and so forth, and we'll try it once more. Obviously, hopefully, obviously we've still got Discord for like admin purposes, like stuff like this. And yeah, hopefully it should everything should go back to normal, where everyone's laughing, joking, and having a good night racing.
Well, you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And definitely, we've had a huge turnout of drivers book in tonight. The demand has been much higher for this round than the first one. Although the first one was still good, there's some different faces. There's even a couple debutants here tonight, and it's good to see a couple more drivers getting into the game, getting into the rhythm, and wanting to give this live series a try. That's what it's all about, getting different drivers, making the demand go up for the league itself. It's almost kind of like one big advertisement scheme, I guess you could say. But no, it's a very good thing to see. Loads of drivers booked in, and there's a lot of different cars, as I've been posting on the Facebook group this afternoon. It's been very good to see these guys come out with different cars.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, when we first started the new league, we wanted to try and do something a bit more different. Like I say, we started the Entertainers League because people obviously came to the admins and were like, "Where's the Entertainers points? Like, why is it only throughout the BWS?" So obviously, like we spoke about last time, Trackstar Racing at Kings Lynn, they do an Entertainers League. I think they're probably the only promotion in the country that does an Entertainers League throughout the season. So we kind of took the idea and kind of like obviously did the same sort of concept. Obviously, we don't do it like the BWS where like certain cars get certain points and whatnot. It's more or less to do with the crashing. But when it comes to the live series, we kind of took the same concept as the BWS. So best looking car, best presented, most unusual, and obviously your 50 race points for crashing throughout the night. So yeah, we obviously took that on board. Yes, we have noticed that going back over to Facebook has brought some new drivers to the scene. One of them is one of the top drivers on Wreckfest, and that is Lee Mack, Mad 77 Mack Racing. He is let's just say, he is a force to be reckoned with. I've seen what he can do. I've been in his league once or twice before. He is quick. Even I can agree no one can keep up with him. But we'll just have to wait and see if he manages to get in tonight. Obviously, yes, we've had a few new faces. The blue and grey army have had a few of their drivers, like obviously come and go. Some of them have decided to take a step back. Some of them haven't. Also, not only that, like you said, it's been a bit difficult for myself to host meetings. That is obviously because of work purposes. Work like to keep me on late more than mornings, so it's kind of a bit of how you say, how do I put this? It's kind of hit and miss. So like 1 minute they'll put me on mornings, next minute they'll put me on evenings, and it kind of made me lose interest. So we've kind of had a word in the admin chat. We've decided to try and make it more of a group thing now and not put all the responsibility on myself. But hopefully with all these changes, with all the new drivers, with everyone so keen to race, we should be able to get Reckworth back to the way it was. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a massive remap with the admins. We've spoken a lot throughout the week and the last couple of weeks, in fact, and it's been good to see some changes get thrown in, and I'm glad that you've agreed to most of them. I mean, there's a lot of different things this time round than the first round. It's good to see some new faces, and yeah, Mad Mac, I've raced against him, and everyone with a brain that races in this league knows that I don't want to sound big-headed, but I'm pretty damn fast. But I had a hard time keeping with Mad Mac. The man is an animal behind a wheel of a race car, and he knows how to pilot just anything. I've seen him in a banger as well. He's quick in them as well. But it's good to see people like that come over from different leagues, try and find some time in their evening to come over to Reckworth, give it a try, and I think I don't know if he's ever done a meeting in this league before. I've never personally seen him, but obviously I haven't been around for that long. But yeah, we'll see how he gets on tonight if he does manage to get into the server, because he is a reserve. But it will be very good to see a couple different faces come back, like Austin Boy, Crow's back. There's a couple others as well that we can name a bit later on in the show. But yeah, now over to you. So, what are your kind of expectations and goals going into tonight, and what can we expect from you?
I mean, everyone wants to qualify for the main race. I mean, who doesn't? Let's be real here. Everyone wants the main goal, and that's to qualify for the obviously the Live Series World Championship. But like most drivers in real life will say, getting into the World Final is hard enough. Winning it is a whole different level. So you kind of go from one mindset to the other. So I mean, this year I've kind of decided to do a bit of a I like to call it the Replica Live World Series. So any real life driver take their paint scheme and kind of like obviously try and use it within Wreckfest any way, which way I can. So the first round I done 611 Joe Jeeves with a P5 like he used in the first round at Arlington. Second round, obviously you guys have seen, I've decided to paint up in Tom Waller's colours as we are getting close to that time, the Waller reunion. Thought I'd kind of represent it a little bit. It's a bit of a common car to go out in that I've chosen, but a lot of people like to use it. Some don't, some do. It's kind of hit and miss, but my expectations tonight are to just try and do the best I can. Poodle around a bit. If something's set up, I might hit it. Like, I don't know. Like most drivers will turn around and say to you, they don't know what they're going to do until they're out there. So that's kind of the attitude I'm going for.
Well, you could say your car's a bit different tonight, because there's a lot of different stuff out there tonight. It's very mixed, which is fantastic to see. That's another part of why we've done the live series, to get different cars out here and just showcase some different kind of driving styles, I guess. Some different cars, make the field look a bit more, I don't know, just mixed. And that's good to see. We want some variety. And yeah, I mean, the Speed Demon should be good around Bloomfield Figure of 8. That is the track we're running tonight. It's going to be very interesting to see how people navigate this track, because we don't do a lot of Figure of 8s. We only do like probably at most 3 or 4 a year. So it's good to see that there's a few more on the live series fixture this year, and we can expect some different tracks, some different driving styles, and see who excels in what. It's a good way to test a driver's skill and see who is really the undisputed king of Wreckworth Motorsports at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point why we done this. We wanted Wreckworth was, well, it still is a good league. It's just obviously with certain situations, like with me not hosting like most weeks, it kind of fluctuates where the drivers' interests are up and down. Obviously, we got the idea, like I say, we started the idea because we had all of our main drivers and they were so keen. They just wanted something where they said they want to see more new drivers, like showing their face and whatnot. So that's the reason why we did this, to see what sort of like attractions we can, or sort of people we could attract. And the amount of people that have registered for the league now since doing the live series is unbelievable. You've got people like Boise 240, you've got the Dirty Rotter, you've got Tomcat, who's usually always in public lobbies, well, when I see him anyways. You've got people like, obviously, like we mentioned, Mad Mac Racing, absolutely rapid in a Briscar. Never seen him, obviously, racing a banger. Like you asked earlier, is this the first time he's racing the league? If he gets in tonight, this is possibly his debut in Wreckworth. Like, the amount of people that are interested in this is unbelievable, and I didn't expect it to be this big now. And to be honest, it's kind of a good thing, but it's also, it can be hit and miss. Like the amount of drivers that are registering for the league just to try and do this is absolutely unbelievable. But because obviously we haven't got what obviously most people have, which is a PS5, like the tools of the job, we can't really host that bigger servers. So like I say, but it's first come, first served. Like, you're booking straight away. The quicker you book in, the more priority you got. But yeah, it's gutting that we've had some of our old drivers, like, obviously unbooked tonight. But then again, it's kind of good as well because we've got some new ones coming in. It's just it plans to be a good live series throughout all the rounds and hopefully the world final.
Oh yeah, the demand has been insane. I've been working my butt off on Facebook today, putting out all sorts of different bits and bobs. But yeah, it's been busy. It's been a very busy week here at Reckworth Motorsports. And before we move on to the next driver in the interview, is there any other final words you'd like to say?
Just I hope everyone tonight understands that the reason why we've done this is to put a smile on your faces, and we try our hardest to keep you guys happy. If you obviously don't like it, then obviously, in the words of Bevo, if you don't know the rules, get to know the rules. And that's kind of what we like to do. We like to entertain, so I'm happy you guys are here, and I'm happy to entertain you all.
Well, thank you very much. That was fantastic. And yeah, Josh Carter, he's going to be one hell of an entertainer throughout this live series. And he's done a brilliant job at turning this league around from what were relatively dark times several weeks ago in Discord. But we have changed things up and we are back to square one where we was this time last year. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next driver in the interview. He is known as the Entertainer, and he always drives something different. He's always got something that will surprise us. He's one to watch, that is for sure. He's leading the Entertainer League at the minute on 70 points. He had a fantastic motor in round one. He's got another cool looking motor for round number 2 tonight. It is Grunter, Edward Warren, here tonight, and let's have a word with him. Hello, Grunter.
Alright, James, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Mate. Oh, the echo's really bad. Hold on. Just bear with us, guys. The echo's gone really bad. Testing. What's causing that echo? Okay, I think we're good. Right, there we go. We're good. So, sorry about that technical difficulties, but Grunter, you've got quite a cool looking car. Would you like to explain it to us?
I just looked at every car that everyone was racing, saw something that was different, picked it, and it was going to stay. Probably won't go well, but what it normally does anyway, to be fair.
And for you guys that are wondering, the echo's back. What is causing that?
I don't know what's causing it.
Is there like audio coming through the TV? I don't know, but what's going on? Hold on, Grunter's left. We'll wait for him to come back, guys, and oh, here he is. But yeah, so yeah, you got a Speedbird tonight, I believe that's what it's called, and you've made it look quite the part with the yellow text and green bodywork. It kind of reminds me of the old British Racing green Lotuses from Formula 1 back in the day. Quite a nice look to it, and don't know if you've done any practice with it, but looks like it could go pretty well.
I've done a bit of practice, fairly fast for my driving style, but if something's set up, it'll probably go in because I'm at the top of the Entertainer points, but let's go for a little pilot around, see what's there.
That's good to see. I mean, yeah, like you said, you're at the top of the Entertainer League. There's a lot of drivers tonight that are not here that are at the top of the Entertainers. There's only really Dan the Man to worry about tonight. But that does open the door for you to grow that gap. And it seems like you've got an interesting car for it. Whether or not it'll be good or bad, we'll have to wait and see. But in my experience with the Speedbird, it is quite the tool. But yeah, what are your expectations going into tonight for round 2, and what kind of goals do you have set out?
Well, the goal is really to gain a bit of a lead in the Entertainer points in case I miss a meeting, but that's mostly the goal, to be fair.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, there's a lot of people that are out here to entertain. The Entertainer League looking quite interesting at the moment, but I have a feeling after tonight it could get quite split apart with Dan the Man and Grunter, as they're the only two somewhat in the top 5 or 6 that are here tonight in the Entertainer League. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two get on and see if any other drivers emerge near the top. But yeah, Grunter, any last words before we go into the racing tonight? And is there any targets you want to go after tonight? Anyone in particular, or are you just there to just hit everything?
It'll mostly just be hit everything but words, have a good time, have a smile on your face, and be holding on tight.
Oh yes, Grunter does love to make some friends out there. He buries everyone in, and he sometimes just holds them there. But we will have to see what happens tonight with Grunter. He's going to be one to watch in the live series round 2 here at the Figure of 8. This does seem like a track he'd like, to be fair. I think he's going to enjoy tonight in that Speed Demon. Oh, sorry, not Speed Demon, Speed Bird. Anyway, up next on the list, we have got the Sunday driver, the man who is also one of the admins here, and he can put on a good show every now and then when he wants to. He's normally quite interesting when it comes to tin as well. He's always got something different, and we will see how he gets on. It's Big Con, Connor Lucas. Hello, Connor.
All right, mate.
There we go, he's here. So, Connor, you've got some... I don't know what you have yet. I mean, I guess we'll see later on. But, you was quite interesting in the first round at Hilltop. You was in that Cardinal, and you was going relatively well, to be fair. It was not too bad. You was just kind of trundling around. You was hitting quite a few bits as well, and you're not too far back in the Entertainer League either. So overall, I'd say it was a good night for you, that first round.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was just doing what you got to do to try and kind of get through. It's going to be tough now. Obviously, my PlayStation broke, so I've had to restart it all again. So I'm going to see what I can pull out the bag tonight and hope for the best.
Oh yeah, fourth wall break to everyone that's watching. Connor has had an absolute nightmare with technology in the last couple weeks or so. His PlayStation broke and he's been scrambling trying to get his next one sorted. He's tried ever so hard to get into racing tonight, and I think he's finally managed to do it, but he doesn't have much to his disposal, so he will be at a slight disadvantage, but we will have to wait and see what he gets up to. But either way, Connor, what kind of ambitions are you going for tonight? Is there any real goal or plan tonight, or is it just throw a dart at a wall and hope it sticks?
Oh, exactly what you just said. Throw a dart at the wall, hit everything, see what happens, see how I get along. I've managed to kind of pull out a car that should hopefully go well, but other than that, I'm going to give it my best shot and see what happens.
Bloomfield Figure of 8 is definitely one of those tracks where whatever car you're in, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, like we've seen tonight, there's a lot of different tin out there tonight, lots of different bits and bobs. We don't really know what's going to be quicker than what around here, so some cars, it's just kind of throw a dart and hope it sticks, see what cars work, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you got out the bag tonight, as I haven't seen it yet. You're one of the few people that hasn't shown a car yet, but I guess we'll wait and see what happens with you. What did you think to the first round of the live series? Obviously, we was on Discord at the time, and things were a bit different, but what were kind of your opinions on that first round, and how do you think this series is as an idea in general?
Well, all I've got to say is I'm glad. I'm kind of glad we're back on PlayStation Party now. It's not. Hopefully, we're not going to have as much problems as what we did on Discord. Obviously, I enjoy the live series. I enjoy every round. I enjoy everything. Well, what can I say? I managed to make it to the World Final for the Unlimited last year, like last season. So hopefully, I can do it again this season, but for the live series instead.
Oh yeah, definitely. The stakes are a lot higher for the live series World Final in January, but we got a long way to go till then. It's only April, so sometimes it's just a good idea to let your hair down. Don't make any enemies just yet. Wait till the end of the series, and just see what happens, I guess. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. It's still early qualification stages, so not everyone's going 100% balls to the wall yet, but we will have to wait and see what happens. But either way, any last words before you hit the track later on for round 2?
No, not really, but I'll ping you over a photo of what I've pulled out the bag for tonight. So
Yeah, sounds good then. All right, sadly the stream can't see it, but I'm sure we can sort something out a bit later. You'll see it later on anyways on track. So there's Big Con 71. He's quite the entertainer as well. He puts on a good show when he wants to. The Sunday driver, as we know him, and he will be one to watch out for. He's been pretty entertaining as of late, doing what he needs to do. He's just enjoying life. He loves this league, and he will do everything he can to just enjoy it to the max, as you could say. Anyways, up next, we're going to go a bit further up the list this time because we have had a driver join mid-interview. But anyways, just below Carrot, we have got a driver who is near the top, battling for the Entertainer League. He was fantastic to watch last time out at Hilltop in the massive hearse. We'll see what he gets up to tonight. He's got something a little different this evening, and we will see what happens with him. It is Dan the Man, Aidan Seaman. He's going to hit the track with us tonight. Hello, Aidan. Is he here? I don't think he's here. Well, if he's not here, I guess we'll move on to the next drive. This is a bit awkward, isn't it? Anyways, we'll wait for Dan the Man, and we will go to the bottom of the list now. We'll give him some time. Anyways, we'll go below Connor now, and we will chat to one of the blue and silver boys. He is up there in the points as well, little bit further back, but he's got something a bit different tonight as well, and he has been absolutely fantastic. He's driving different cars, and he is pushing them to their absolute limits. Say hello to Sweaty Revenge, everybody.
Hello.
So, Sweaty, you was very, very, very impressive at round 1 in the live series with that sweeper. You was pushing that thing to its absolute limits. It was a fantastic night for you. I think you're sitting 6th in the overall points at the moment, and you got something a little different. You got a Razor. I think you're making history for Wreckworth. I think that's the first Razor raced in the Unlimited Bangers, because it was a 2-litre banger last season. I could be wrong, but yeah, that Razor, as we know, is a pretty quick car in the 2 litres. Have you done any practice with it in the Unlimited, and what do you expect from it?
I expect high expectations from it. I've practiced it before. It's one of a kind of a car. Hopefully I can put it on rails again, like I did that Granada.
I mean, yeah, it's a strange track to get used to. It requires a different driving style, and you do have to kind of avoid the chaos. I haven't seen too many big cars tonight, which is probably a good thing for you, but who knows, there's probably some big stuff hidden away that we haven't seen yet. But either way, the Razor is known for being very fast, and you have made it look an absolute treat. It does look very smart, and hopefully it goes as well as it looks.
Yeah, I hope so too. Spent a lot of money for this car, so I hope it works as a treat.
And yeah, also, what are your opinions on this whole live series as a whole, and what did you think of round 1, and what are your expectations going into tonight with that Razor, and do you have any goals set out for yourself?
Yeah, I think the live series got high expectations. See, there's loads of new drivers coming in, and some not here today. But first round was a chaotic round. There was a lot of big cars. I was in a different type of car, but made it stick out, look good, and I put it on rails. And I didn't get smashed up as I thought I would.
I mean, yeah, that was a very brave choice, a sweeper at Hilltop. That normally doesn't go well, but you did very well to avoid all the big cars and salvage some results when the leaders got taken out, as the Hammerheads were so much faster. But you put that thing to good use. You were sensible. You didn't lose your head when everyone else did. And that gave you some good points, some good results. And it's a good stepping stone to start off this live series. And tonight looks like it could go even better for you. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. You're just going to wait and see what comes around. Not until it happens.
And finally, I know you're part of a pretty big team. It's got a pretty big target on them as they're the top team at the moment in Reckworth. But do you have any other like rivals out there that you've got your eye on? If you do decide to hit something, is there anyone in particular you're kind of wary of?
Not particularly. If I see something, I'm gonna go through it either way.
And
Maybe
that's
I could through it and pop it up. You never know.
yeah, that's a fantastic mentality to have. I mean, I think I have a feeling it'll be a mix of both rodding and wrecking for you, I imagine.
Yeah, like last time.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, thank you very much for the chat, Sweaty. I greatly appreciate it. And we wish you the very best of luck for tonight in the Razor. And I think you could go great guns and gain a couple places, but we will have to wait and see.
Alright, see you. Thank you very much.
No worries,
Bye-bye.
mate. Anyways, on to the next driver at the bottom of the list. I don't know if Dan the Man sorted his mic out yet. I don't know if he's even here, but we're going to go down to the bottom of the list. The Rejects driver, probably one of the most entertaining drivers last time out in round one. We thought he'd play it safe and just try and salvage as good a results as he'd possibly get, but no. Almost the opposite we saw from him. He was out crashing, he was entertaining, and he put on one hell of a show in the final, that is for sure. Probably one of the drives of the season so far in kind of the first half of it. Fantastic racing with Dolph in that final. But we will go over to the Rejects driver, Scotty B, Scott Bowman. Hello.
Yo.
And
Hello, James.
yep, I'm not too bad, mate. How about yourself?
Wonderful.
Fantastic to hear. You've got a Star Beast tonight, a very nicely prepped one, and I think it will be quite the car for this track. I mean, it's going to be very different with a different driving style. We don't really know what's going to be the quickest round here. We have a feeling the Hammerheads are going to be at a slight disadvantage round here because of just their overall kind of strength, and it's a very tight track for them. But that opens the door for other cars like that Star Beast that you're driving, and what's kind of your goal going into tonight with that car, and do you have any ambitions set for yourself?
He's going to go out and entertain tonight. I don't like figure of eight.
Nah, I can understand that. I don't think there's a lot of drivers that do. I mean, it's a very tight and technical track. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of crashing, I think. It's a very small. And I imagine, I have a feeling there's some big cars hidden about in there somewhere. But that Star Beast is going to be quite the tool. It'll be able to take the hits, and I think it'll be pretty quick as well.
See what happens.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And do you have any rivalries with anyone out there tonight? Is there anyone you've got your eye on in particular, or are you just going to hit everything you see?
Just everything I see, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's a good track for crashing, that's for sure. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people sat up or a lot of cars over the crossover. Like I said, small track. Anything can happen. If you get spun out, you are in the danger zone. But anyways, any last final words before we go into racing tonight for round 2 of the live series?
Good luck to the rest of it. Good luck to all the drivers, and give it a good go.
Fantastic stuff, and yeah, I think you'll be another top star in this, and try and make your way up in the Entertainer League. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, thank you very much, Scotty, and we will see you on track.
See you later.
In a bit. Anyways, that is your interviews. I think is Dan the Man here yet? Oh, yes, he's here. Hello, Dan the Man.
You alright?
Yeah, not too bad. There we go. It's working now. We had some issues earlier, but he is here. Anyways, you got something a bit different tonight, and it's quite a chaotic little track. So, what can we expect from you round here? Have you had any practice?
I have no practice at all. I'm just going to hit what's in front of me, and if I get bored, I'm going to turn it around and go up on the bends.
Fantastic stuff. And you was very entertaining to watch at the first round, and you are third in the Entertainer League at the moment, only 15 points back from Grunter, and Trackstar isn't here tonight, so that means you can get up to at least second in the Entertainer League. It's going to be very fun to see how you get on. We'll see the Entertainer points later on this evening when we work on it after the meeting.
We'll just see what happens at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, It's going to be very chaotic. I think there's a lot of drivers that are going to go out for a crash tonight because I imagine not a lot of these guys like figure of eights. But anyways, it's going to be very.
I'm only there for the crash, not the win.
Oh yeah, definitely. We saw that in round 1, but
It'll be the same again in round 2.
fantastic stuff, and maybe for the next 8 rounds afterwards in the world final, we'll have
Yep.
to wait and see. But anyways, do you have any eyes on anybody? Is there anybody that's making you kind of wary, a bit suspicious, or is anyone just a target tonight?
Like I said, who's in front of me, they're getting it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
So I hope their harness is tight.
yes, hopefully the belts are tightened up. No red flag, Sharon. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be interesting tonight. Lots of different cars. We'll see some different.
100% there is.
We'll see some different damage. We'll see some different wrecks. I'm sure it's gonna be a good night for the photos anyway. And it's gonna be one hell of a meeting. That is for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And lastly, any last words before you hit the track and we go smashing, or
Not really, just have a good time, have a laugh. It's not all about arguing, it's about having fun.
Yeah, hopefully no arguments tonight. I mean, it should be pretty entertaining, and yeah, we wish you the very best of luck tonight, whatever you're in, and we'll see what happens.
Yep, good luck to you all.
Yep, sweet. I can say the same for every other driver here. Good luck to everyone here tonight in the live series. It's going to be one hell of a show. And let's head over. Let's look at some of the points. Let's look at some storylines and just talk about what's going on and see what's happening. Sorry, I didn't know what to say there. We're going to have a look at the live series points at the minute, the overall race points first, and then we will look at the entertainers and talk about some of the drivers that are racing here this evening. So let's start off with the race points. So as you can see, the top 4 are nose to tail, all 4 of them. All 4 of them are booked in. Dolph is in there. You got Merkin, you got Brad, you got Boise. Boise heads the chart at the moment at the top of the list, and he's got a road cutter for tonight. Quite the tool round here, I imagine. I haven't seen any other road cutter, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Boise at the top of the list on 80 points. Curtis Merkin in the 422 car, 77 points, only 3 back from David Ellen. And then 1 point behind Curtis is his teammate Dolph, Mason Frost. He is on a mission tonight. He's not going racing. That's what we've heard. He's out crashing because if you wasn't there for round 1, Dolph won the wild card. He's the only driver confirmed on the world final grid as we speak. So he will be on the entertaining side for the rest of these 9 rounds. And we'll see what he gets up to in the world final in January. He will be one hell of a driver to watch out for in that one. Brad at the bottom of the top 4, this very close fight, 6 points between the leaders. Brad is in a Star Beast, pretty nice looking one to be fair, pretty tidy, and he will be going great guns in this one. I'm sure he'll be trying to rack up as many points as possible. I have a feeling Blue and Black will be going after Boise. They'll be hunting him like a hound, as Boise is on his own tonight when it comes to, I believe he's on his own anyway, when it comes to his team. So it's going to be interesting to see what Boise can do with Blue and Silver on their case. I'm sorry if I said Blue and Black earlier. I might have said that, but I don't know. But either way, Brad is going to be one to watch out for. He's very fast. He was very quick in round 1. Just had some slight misfortunes. He really switched on in the final few races in the all-comers. That's where he got a lot of his points from, and we can expect to see exactly the same tonight. We'll see, sir, and hopefully a bit more. Hopefully a few more good results in there as well in the Star Beast. We're going to go down to 5th, Sweaty Revenge, another blue and silver driver. He is in the top 5, making it 4 of 5 blue and silver drivers in the top 5. I mean, that's just some roster, isn't it? one team almost taking up the entire top 5, even though Boise is up there, the lone sheep up there at the top. Sweaty Revenge, he's in a razor. I think he's making history. Like I said, I think he's the only driver in Reckworth to race the Razor in the Unlimited National Bangers. It used to be a 2-litre banger, but it got changed to an Unlimited earlier this season. So we'll see how he gets on in that. And he's going to be one to watch. He was fantastic in that sweeper last time out. Probably one of the better drivers overall that night, despite him being in an inferior car, the top of the non-hammerheads in that one. He was fantastic, and we can expect the same tonight. Carrot 232, Josh Carter, the owner of Reckworth Motorsports. I think he's going to be one to watch out for tonight. He's going to be a dark horse. He's going to be up there in the points. He had a slightly lackluster round 1 where he's just kind of middle of the pack most of the time. He did get a win though. I believe it was Heat 2 or Heat 3 he won. I can't really remember. You'd have to watch the old live series round 1 stream back to find out. But he did get a win. But that was all we could really say. He went out crashing at some parts as well. He's gotten a few points in the Entertainer League, but he's not really up there. We'll have to wait and see how he gets on tonight in his replica live series. He was in Joe G's P5 for round 1. He's in Tom Waller's Supra for round 2. And what else can we expect for the rest of the rounds? We will have to wait and see. And we'll see what he does for the World Final as well. Because you know Josh, he's a traditionalist. He loves his tributes. He loves making himself known. He loves being seen and heard. That is for sure. And he is doing no different tonight in that Supra. But I do think he is going to be a hard charger tonight. One of the quicker ones out there this evening. Just had a chat with him. Scotty B, the rejects driver, does have a lot of enemies, yes. But he is so unbelievably fast when he is left alone, and he proved that in round 1. Almost won the final, but he decided to go wrecking at the end when Dolph eventually got past him. But Scotty B, he is a very quick driver, you know, but like he said, he's going crashing tonight. He's going to be going for the entertainers, so he doesn't like these figure of 8s. We'll have to wait and see how he gets on in that. Baron up next on the list. The Axel Trampin driver, the lonesome Axel Trampin driver tonight. Trackstar isn't booked in, which is a massive void in the Entertainers League, which we will get to very shortly. But Baron is out there. He's also up there in the Entertainers League as well. So he's doing himself some favours overall at the moment in this live series. Middle of the pack in the points at the moment. He was pretty good in the Rammer, very fast, but he did get in a lot of trouble. He got taken out quite a few times, and Axel Trampin recently have made their name known and have gotten a lot of enemies on their back recently. So we will have to see how Baron gets on. We'll see what he's in. And yeah, we haven't seen his car yet, so I imagine it'll be another Rammer, because that's all we really see him in nowadays, apart from the Blitz meetings. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. He is very unpredictable. He's very fast, but he also loves a crash, so we'll have to see how he gets on. Big Con, the Sunday driver, 9th place overall in the points at the moment on 34. He's quite a ways back from the leaders at the moment, but I think he's just here to have a bit of fun. He's here for the Entertainer League, I imagine. But, yeah, no, he's always got something different. He's kind of like Grunter in the sense that he just goes for a Sunday drive. He'll hit anything he sees. And he does like to make quite a few enemies, yes. But, yeah, we'll see how he gets on. I don't really know what he's in at the moment, but he is going to be interesting to watch, especially on the figure of 8. I have a feeling he'll sneak a couple good results in tonight, depending on what he's in, but we will have to wait and see. Hype Elegant, he's not booked in tonight. The first of our drivers that is not booked in so far this evening. He's going to be missing out big time on the Entertainer League tonight, that's for sure. I mean, he's up there in the points at the moment, battling with Grunter, Trackstar, Dan the Man, them lot. He's in the thick of it, and he would have been up there again in the points if he was booked in tonight, but sadly he's not. He's busy, so He will be sorely missed in this round, but hopefully we'll see him again for round 3 and the rest of them coming up. Anyways, Riley Bricknell, he unbooked earlier this afternoon, another hard charger in the Entertainer League. I think he's sitting 4th or 5th in the Entertainers at the moment there with George, and he would have had something cool, that's for sure, tonight if he was racing, but sadly he isn't. He had a pretty good performance at Stanlake in real life on Sunday, so he's doing a good job in real life. He's very quick on Wreckfest as well, but he's out for entertaining in the live series, so in the next upcoming rounds we'll see how he gets on, but sadly he will not be racing with us tonight either. SVM Bricknell 44, another very big entertainer in Wreckworth. Anyways, Grunter up next. He is booked in and he's leading the Entertainer League. His goal tonight is to stretch out that Entertainer League gap, and Dan the Man is his only real competition tonight at the moment when it comes to threats and points. But we will have to see who else joins them up there in the Entertainers. Dolph, I imagine, will try and get up there in the points as well. Scotty will be up there as well. Scotty is further up there than quite a few other drivers. Scotty's kind of like mid-pack in the Entertainer League, so I think he'll make leaps and bounds in this one, that's for sure. But Grunter leads the charge in the Entertainer League. And remember, I think it's the top 3, I believe, if the top 3 entertainers go to the Championship of the World. Actually, I could be wrong. I don't know, but I'll have a word with Josh on that one. I'm not too sure. I keep forgetting. And speaking of threats, Dan the Man. He is 3rd in the Entertainer League at the moment. He will be at least 2nd after tonight, I imagine. But yeah, he was phenomenal at Hilltop in round 1. He's going to be one to watch out for once again tonight. And apparently he's got something quite interesting, so we will have to wait and see what happens. I imagine he's got something big, and this is a very Dan the Man track. Bloomfield Figure of 8. He's going to love it here, I imagine. He'll be hitting everything he sees, and he will do it with a smile on his face. He loves racing here at Wreckworth, loves going on Oppo, loves the entertaining, and he is one star, that is for sure, in the Entertainer League, and I'm sure we'll see him in the overall Entertainer League outside of the live series as well. He's been very good to watch in there as well. Anyways, going down to the bottom, the final two drivers that are not racing, and this is a huge void in tonight's meet. And Trackstar is not racing tonight. Eric Martin, he would have been Oppo the moment the green flag dropped, I imagine, tonight. This is a very Trackstar track, and he would have loved to go wrecking here tonight, but sadly he's got other things going on, so he can't attend. But yeah, no, he is up there in the Entertainer League as well, sitting 2nd, 10 points behind Grunter, but he will fall back after tonight. There's loads of rounds still to go, though. It's still very early on in the series, so we'll see what he gets up to. But missing tonight, it is going to be quite hard for him to make up the gap back, I imagine, because Grunter and Dan the Man will be flat out tonight, hitting everything they see. It's going to be tricky for old Trackstar, but he will be back in big ways, that's for sure. And the final driver on the list at the moment, Swaley 2010. In the overall points, he's only got 10, same as Trackstar. It was his 3rd ever meeting in the first live series round. He's not here tonight, but he did get banned the meeting after that live series. He did get in a bit of trouble after that one, but he did try his best. He was just kind of trundling around in the sweeper, and he did put on some good displays. He was hitting stuff, but every time they got to turn 1, he was just getting followed in, just absolutely murdered on turn 1. So we might see him back, we might not. We'll have to wait and see. The young kid, I'm sure he's got a future ahead of him in this league if he does come back, but he does have to screw the brain back in a little bit. That's all we can say. But enough with the overall points now. That's a list done. There's your points. Boise heads the way. Merck in 2nd. Dolph 3rd. Brad 4th. Sweaty rounds out the top 5. We'll see what the points look like after tonight. And let's have a look at the overall booking list. So, unfortunately, I can't show it at the moment because I don't have it in my OBS slideshow. But let's have a look at the booking list. There's some different faces that weren't here in round one. There's a lot of different faces, actually. It's going to be interesting to sort out the points, that's for sure. I think we've had a couple late bookings as well. We've had Boise 240 book in late. He's another one I don't think has ever raced here before. There's a couple new faces, but he will be on the reserve list. So we're going to start off with the overall booking list. There's 15 drivers on the overall booking list because I take up the final spot being the commentator. So on the list, you've got Boise 182, the leader of the overall live series points. You've got, who else? You have got Carrot 232, obviously the host. We had Bricknell and Book earlier this afternoon, sadly. He would have been very entertaining. Carrot's on there. He will be going for points tonight, I imagine, trying to go on the rod, score as many points as possible. Then we got AW244, a driver we haven't seen in a while. He does like to unbook, though. That's one thing we can say about him. That's a bit unfortunate, but I'm sure he will be keen to get some points tonight, and it's still early in the series, so he could go great guns here. He could do quite a bit if he does turn up, and he is quite fast on his day as well, but he also does love a crash, so he's very unpredictable in both being in the lobby and out of the lobby, but we'll have to wait and see. AW244. Then you have got the son of former PRI World Champion Scratchy, and that is Jake 274 on the list. Good to see him back. He did do some meetings on PC. He was mainly on BeamNG and Wreckfest, but he's back on the old PlayStation. He's going to give it a good crack tonight. I imagine he's going to go for the entertainers, knowing him. He'll be trying to get some entertainer points. He is one very fun kid to watch. Very fun on Omegle before it shut down as well, but we won't get into that because, well, I like having a YouTube channel. And up next on the list, we've got Dan the Man. We just spoke to him. We just spoke about him. He could make a huge stride tonight. He could try and take the lead off of Grunter in the Entertainer League. He's not going for wins. He's going to spin it round. He's going to hit everything he sees. He's going to be one to watch, that's for sure, here at Bloomfield Figure of 8. And then up next down the list is Baron. He's booked in. Axel Trampin driver, we just spoke about him. He's going to have quite a few rivals tonight, especially Blue and Silver. They don't like Axel Trampin, so Baron might be under fire, but we will have to wait and see how he gets on. He is very quick, though. Quite smart as well. Former Banger World... Actually, no, he's the current Banger World Champion. That's something I forgot to mention earlier. He has technically won it twice, but he got it nicked off of him in 2022 when he first won it. That got handed to Riley Bricknell in that one, but he did win it again last year. So we'll see if he can get enough points to qualify for the Live Series Championship of the World, and he will be one hell of a man to watch out for in that if he does qualify, that's for sure. Still plenty of time for him to qualify, as we will go further down the list. Crow, that's a name we are so happy to see back. He'll be out crashing, or he'll be out Sunday driving. We'll have to wait and see. Crow, the Crazy Crew driver, very entertaining and does love a bit of a crash. He's there for the laughs as well. He's got a couple rivalries with some drivers, but we'll have to wait and see if the grudges are still held. We'll have to wait and see. He is very fun to watch, however, and we will keep an eye on him throughout the night. Another driver in the fight for the Live Series points. We'll go over and look. Second place in the overall Live Series points is Curtis Merkin, 3 points back from Boise, and I think he's just sent his car in as well. Aha, Curtis Merkin has got a Hunter Panther. He's on the rod, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the rod. He's going to be going for points, and he's going to try and eat into Boise's gap and potentially overtake to get the lead of the overall Live Series points. He's going to be one man to watch, but he does have a lot of enemies, but he is in the best team on the grid at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see what he gets up to. He's going to be hard to stop, that's for sure. I'm sure he's done quite a lot of practice before this, knowing him. And we will go further down the list to his teammate, or one of his many teammates, Brad435. We just spoke to him earlier. Oh, sorry, no, we didn't. He wasn't here. Sorry, Brad. Brad, he is going to be interesting to watch tonight. And hold on, I need to check what he was in. He was in a Star Beast. Brad was in a Star Beast, and he's going to put it to good use. He is some driver. Got a bit unlucky at the first round, but he did claw quite a lot of points back at the end of the meeting, which is why he now sits 4th in the overall points. 6 points back from Boise. It is so close between that top 4. I'm very fascinated to see how that looks by the end of tonight. It's going to be very fun to watch, and Brad is going to be in the thick of it. He already is in the thick of it, but he will be probably even closer. I imagine he'll try and get as many good results as possible. I think he'll be on the rod, but if he sees a Baron, if he sees a Scotty, if he sees a Carrot at the end of the straight, I'm sure he will hit it. And we go down to the leader of the Entertainer League. We've got Grunter down there in the 446 car. He is out for blood tonight in the Speedbird. He will be fun to watch. He will be on the Oppo. He will be hitting everything he sees. That is for sure. With a beautiful Speedbird. It does look very nice, I must say. Made it look like a proper... Looks like one of those old Lotus race cars from the 60s and 70s. Looks really smart. But we will see if it goes as well as it looks. He might even try and claw a couple points. You never know. Anyways, going down to Big Con, the Sunday driver. He'll be out entertaining. He might hit some stuff. And this does seem like quite the Connor track. We'll see if he gets some good results. He does sometimes go on the rod. He's a slightly unpredictable driver, but he is a Sunday driver. And that is why we will keep an eye on him, see what he gets up to, because he does sometimes claw a win. He claws up clutch wins every now and then. It's not very often he does, but we will see what he gets up to tonight. Another hard driver to predict. And we will go down to Sweaty Revenge. Just spoke to him earlier. Another blue and silver driver. He was fantastic at the first round in the sweeper, like we said earlier. He was the top driver out of the people that weren't in a Hammerhead. He was fantastic. And he is in a Razor tonight. The Razor's a good car. Whether or not it's good round the figure of 8, we'll have to wait and see. But Sweaty Revenge can pilot a car, that's for certain. And we will see if he can claw some points back. And maybe get a couple wins here and there in the Razor. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, going down. This is a driver that wasn't here for round 1. And a driver that... It's a bit of a question mark to the admins. Sometimes there's a bit of a pain, but sometimes is absolutely rapid. He's probably one of, if not the most unpredictable drivers in Wreckworth Motorsports. He's been on several bans. He was on a life ban before, or a season ban, but there was a big protest, probably one of the biggest storylines in Wreckworth history, a big protest earlier in 2024 and the end of 2023, got him back into the league. It's FLK Bailey. He is back once again, the FLK boys, and Bailey will be here to either win or wreck. I don't know what he's going to do, but we will have to wait and see. He's going to be fun to watch, that's for sure, and hopefully he doesn't annoy any admins tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Our eyes will be firmly hawk-eyed on his car. Anyways, we'll go down to the winner of the round 1 wildcard. It's Dolph, 1981. He recently went to PC to do some meetings. He's been doing all right on PC with Brad, and they've been a good duo on there, but let's see if any rust has built up over time on the PlayStation version since he moved over to PC, but he will be crashing tonight. We've heard from it. We've heard from him. We've had a chat with him. He's going crashing, and he's probably got the coolest looking car here tonight. He's in a sweep with virtually a world final paint job on it. It looks absolutely incredible, and we'll see if it goes as well as it looks. And finally, on the regular drivers booking list, we have got Scotty B. Just had a word with him. He's out crashing. He's in a Star Beast, and he's going to put that thing to good use. And it's not going to look as straight as it looks in the picture after the meeting. And he will be fun to watch. Probably got quite a few enemies as well, being part of the rejects, but we'll keep an eye on him in this one. Now down to the reserves. There is a name on here that I will mention in a bit that could be lethal if he manages to get in tonight. It's going to be a question mark whether he can, but we'll wait and see. But first, let's go to one of the new drivers in the league. He's only done a handful of meetings, but he can perform. He's done all right, considering it's his first season. He's done pretty well. It is Fadebolt123. I don't think I've ever spoken to him. He might be a younger fella. I'm not entirely sure, but he's on the reserve list. First reserve out of 4 at the moment. And he will be interesting to watch if he gets in tonight. Austin Boy, that is a name we love to see back. He hated Discord. He hasn't done a meeting since we moved over, but he is back now that we're back on Facebook, and he will try and get in as a reserve tonight. Austin King, he does real life racing mainly at kind of like, I think, Smallfield, Stansted. I could be wrong, but obviously the son of legendary Dave King. He will be fun to watch if he gets out there on track this evening. Now, to probably the biggest name tonight. I'm not a biased commentator at all, by no means, but when I say this, if this guy gets in tonight, he could win the whole damn thing, I mean it. He could win the wild card, he could win the world final. He is arguably one of, if not the quickest drivers on Wreckfest as a whole. In this league, in other leagues, he's won dozens of titles in other leagues, and he runs his own league. He's unbelievable in a Brisker F1, and we will see how he performs tonight if he gets in. And if he does get in, everyone strap in, because you've got a tough candidate to go up against. Lee Mack makes his Wreckworth debut. Mad 77 Mack Racing on the reserve list. He is dangerous. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with tonight if he gets in a third reserve on the list. He's going to be unbelievable to watch, and I cannot wait to see who gets in tonight. It's going to be a race to even get into the lobby, so I'm absolutely buzzing for this one. And then down to the bottom, the last driver on the booking list, 4th reserve. He's just booked in, just in the nick of time. It is Boise 240, not to be mixed up with Boise 182. I think Boise's another new driver that's never done a meeting before. I don't even recognise his name. I think he did public lobbies before, but correct me if I'm wrong. My phone's blowing up at the moment. Loads of notifications coming through. But either way, loads of names to be looked at. Boise, don't really know his record, so I can't really say much, but best of luck to him this evening. He's going to be interesting if he manages to get into the meeting. But anyways, with that, we're going to have a look at the entertainer points, and then we will end the stream. So, let's have a look. Entertainer points. We're mainly going to be focusing on the top 10 in the entertainers, I think, as the Rodders aren't really going to be up there tonight, I don't think, in the entertainers. But as you can see, Grunter at the top of the entertainers chart on 70 points, sitting relatively comfy at the moment, and hopefully he can build that gap tonight. Trackstar will fall down the order because he's not here tonight, and Dan the Man is here. Dan the Man will at least get second in the Entertainer League this evening. Sorry, my bloody mouse playing up. Yeah, Dan the Man will easily at least get second in the Entertainer points tonight. And we got Bricknell and Elegant. They're not here. Dolph got some Entertainer points last time out because he had the best looking car of the night. The livery he had on that Volvo was unbelievable, and I think he might get another 20 tonight for that Granada he's got. His granny looks unbelievable this evening. Do not take that out of context. But yeah, Dolph was very quick last time. He's already in the world final, so now he's going to build up those entertainer points for the rest of the series, is what he said to us. Curtis Merkin up there in entertainers as well. He was fun to watch at the end of the meeting. After the final, he was just going on Oppo, hitting every bloody one he saw. He was quite entertaining. I don't know if we'll see the same tonight. He'll be trying to get race points, trying to pass Boise for the points and get into that championship of the world. That wild card, remember, if you win the final this evening, you are in the world championship in January, which if you win that race, the world final, you win over either 100 quid or over that. You get a choice. You either win over 100 quid or a 2025 Brisker F1 Championship of the World prepaid weekender ticket. So you do not want to lose that Championship of the World. You want to get in it as early as possible. You want to get that spot, and there's a lot of drivers competing for it as well. The demand is high, loads of new faces. It's going to be interesting to see. Barron up there in the entertainers as well, 8th place. I reckon he'll be trying to build, 7th. No, 8th place. Yeah, 8th place. Sorry, I was not looking at that right. Yeah, Barron going to try and get some more points, I imagine. Might do some racing, might do some crashing. We'll have to wait and see. Connor 9th. He'll try and make his way up the order in the entertainers. We've got Scotty B down there in 10th. And Carrot in 11th. I reckon he'll probably stay down there unless he does decide to hit things. But it's unlikely considering the car he's in. And he'll try and get that qualifying spot for the Championship of the World out of the way early. Boise, I don't think he'll climb his way up in the entertainers. He might gain a couple spots at least, but he's leading the race points, so he will be trying to win the overall points, although it's going to be hard with a team like Blue and Silver on his tail. We'll have to wait and see. Sweaty Revenge down there in 13th. He was in the sweeper last time out. He wasn't hitting much, but he's trying to go for them race points as well, using different cars, which is amazing to see. Brad down there in 14th. I reckon he'll probably stay down there as well, because he'll be trying to get some race points. But you never know. Brad does like a crash whenever someone's sat there, so we'll have to wait and see. It is a figure of 8 after all, and Swaley is not here. He is 15th on 0 points. And whether or not he comes back, we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is your overview for tonight's live series. We got some new faces tonight that weren't there in round 1. We got some drivers making their debut. Mad Mac, if he gets in, is going to be dangerous. So we will have to wait and see what happens with him. We'll wait and see what happens with Blue and Silver. We'll see how Carrot gets on in his replica series. And we'll see if Boise and Grunter can hold their thrones after tonight in round number 2 of the live series. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and I will see you in just about an hour's time, where we will go live for the racing at Bloomfield Figure of 8, where 15 drivers will duke it out for a wildcard spot on the Championship of the World grid in January. Thank you for watching.